Shalom. Shalom. This is Quick Words, a component to man's final steps, a series of messages that are brief. It is relative or related to end-time things to consider. With that said, this title for this message is How Many Warnings? My brothers and sisters, do you agree we are in the last days? Have you given prayer regarding the rise of drought, famine, pestilence, and disease? I am compelled to believe we are instructed to be mindful of the signs of the times in order to be alert as to what is and will be expected of us proactively. Do watchmen really exist? Are there prophets from the Most High Father Yahuwah sent in Yahushua's name dwelling among us, called and chosen by the Spirit of Yahushua? What are the characteristics of a true prophet led by the Spirit of Yahushua? I have no doubt that warnings are being issued to the body of believers. I have no doubt that the Spirit of Yahushua is providing living instructions and guidance as to what we are to do. I have no doubt, my brothers and sisters, that Yahushua desires us to be aware and to listen to the spirit of his voice in us as well as one towards another or through his leaders or chosen messengers. Who has taken a position to seek earnestly to discern and understand and respond as to what must and will be done? Living instructions and warnings are among us regarding food preparation and famine adjustments, regarding adapting to fresh water shortages, described as drought, how to deal with increased pestilence and diseases. Yes, warnings are among us regarding the coming crisis. In the wake of the aforementioned, there will be chaos, violence, and economic distress. Warnings and instructions are being laid regarding the assembling of the children of obedience, regarding adjusting and adapting to increase obedience. Yes, my brothers and sisters, there are warnings. Warnings regarding adjusting and adapting to reproof, discipline, change in leaderships, behaviors and practices, change in the structure of the children of obedience, such that we will witness the emergence of the 144,000 in multitude. Instructions and warnings are before us regarding getting ready for man's final journey and for the return of our Mashiach Yahushua. Will you be among those who hear what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying? Will you be overtaken by unbelief or the guidance of false leaders? Are you aware that if you become lazy and wait for mass movement, you may very well get caught in congestion as people frantically seek safe places to shelter? In many cases, it is important for us to realize that it is most unlikely that an individual will know how many warnings they will receive before they act or mistakenly find themselves left behind. One thing that is certain, scriptures will be fulfilled, and the 144,000 in multitude mentioned in Revelation chapter 7 and 14 will emerge, refined and guided, in place for the return of our Mashiach, our Messiah Yahushua. It is a dangerous thing to tempt the Most High Father Yahuwah. Taking rebellion to limits and or thresholds will maximize warnings. Reaching our ears could cause much distress and regret. Those who take the warnings to the limits may find themselves with little action and much heartache. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, how many warnings must you receive before seeking living guidance from the Spirit of Yahushua? My brothers and sisters, I am compelled to believe the scriptures alone with the Spirit of Yahushua bear witness to the words of this segment. Pray, study, pray some more, pray earnestly, and seek to discern and understand with necessity how to identify the living instructions and warnings sent by the Spirit of Yahushua directly in spirit or through one of us one towards another or his chosen leaders. I leave you with this scripture. John 15:26 and 27 says, when the Helper comes, whom I shall send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who comes from the Father, he shall bear witness of me. But you also bear witness, because you have been with me from the beginning. Matthew 22:29 reads, and Yahushua answered and said to them, you go astray, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Elohim. And 2 Timothy 2:15 reads, do your utmost to present yourself approved to Elohim, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, remember, there will be no one to blame but yourself regarding how you respond to messages that you hear, messages that reach your ear. Until next time, stay tuned for the next segment of Quick Words, a part of man's final steps as it continues. Shalom, shalom, shalom.